Now, last time we talked about this, we got the unfortunate news that Blade lost their director, Bassam Tariq. They lost the director. Now he, according to this, they said due to continued shifts in our production schedule, Bassam is no longer moving forward as director of Blade, but will remain an executive producer on the film. We appreciate Bassam's talent and all the work he's done getting Blade to where it is. Okay. So that was pretty sad, to hear that. And I will say that it was very concerning for me to hear that Blade was, a schedule conflict. Like, let me explain my concern with this. My concern is the fact that, no, before I do that, because I'm not the only one concerned, reportedly. Let's actually get to the news and then I'll tell you why I'm more concerned. The other concern here, the other problem is that your two-time Oscar award-winning actor lead, Mahershala Ali, reportedly is also frustrated, very frustrated with the process. Let's see what this report actually says. Now, this comes from an industry insider. His name is Jeff Snyder. He's broken a couple other things, some more news or whatnot that we've been getting recently. So we'll be seeing this name a couple times here. But he said here that I'm told that the current Blade script is roughly 90 pages and features exactly 2 lackluster action sequences. Mahershala said to be very frustrated with the process. Foggy said to be spread too thin. But hey, that's just what sources are telling me. Don't shoot the messenger. All right. There are a couple things I do want to talk about first. Let's talk about this Jeff Snyder guy and like what he's talking about, because there are some things that I think people miss. First of all, he's just reporting what his sources are telling him, right? And I think people need to understand that, like, when it comes to any information coming from an insider, especially someone who has a journalistic background, right? Someone who used to write. I believe he was a editor at Collider or something like that. So this isn't just some random dude that just popped up and likes to just start tweeting random things, right? One thing that I do need people to understand is that if you're an insider, and y'all notice I'm not an insider, I know insiders, I know some things. I don't get inside information all the time. If I do, I'll let y'all know if I can. But that's not something I try to do because honestly, it's too risky. I don't want, the studios knocking on my door, sending the Black Widows out for your boy. I don't need the clicks like that. That's not for me. But if you are an insider, I will say that, like, one thing that you have to your name is your word. And that's it. Because if you are an insider and you're saying, I heard this is what a source told me, and it comes out to be false, no one's going to listen to you and you literally lose all credibility. So I say that because I'm not surprised that some kernel of truth might be behind this, even if maybe later on Marvel comes out and says no, blah, blah, blah. Because to be honest with y'all, there's been information that I have known about things that happen behind the scenes, but that information can't be reported on because Marvel will use, I'm sorry, not Marvel, any studio will use, because all studios do this, by the way. I'm not trying to pick on Marvel, but like studios will use the outlets to leak out information to counter whatever the rumor is. Okay. So, I'm not surprised at what this person is coming out with. Like, somebody told them, maybe it changes, maybe the situation changes, but whatever they heard, I think there's some legs to it. But anyway, what did he say here? He said the current Blade script is roughly 90 pages. That does not sound very good. That doesn't sound very promising. And features on 2 lackluster action sequences. Do y'all remember how Blade opened up? Do y'all remember how that first when he just walked into that club and like all the music and all, and it was blood spraying down, and my man was out here slicing and dicing. Do y'all remember? There's no way you can have a Blade movie and have action and lackluster in the same content. You just cannot. That cannot be the case. That right there is a red flag, if that is true. They said Mahershala is frustrated with the process. The process, I agree with. I'd be frustrated if I was him too. Because, and this is, let me. I need Marvel to put some respect on Blade, the property. Blade, for some of y'all that might not know, is the only reason Marvel Studios exists. There would be no Marvel Studios if Blade, shout out to Wesley Snipes, had not proven that superhero movies could be successful. Kevin Feige even admitted this. He said, we owe a lot to Blade because if it wasn't for that, if it wasn't for Marvel Entertainment, because that wasn't studios, if Marvel Entertainment had not made Blade successful, if Wesley Snipes had not just been box office, there would be no Avengers. There would be no Tony Stark. There would be nothing because Marvel would have just went bankrupt. We would have been stuck with the Fox universe of X-Men and Sony giving us Morbius Part 8. That's what we would have had. Thank you, Blade. Thank you. What bothers me is the fact that I need Marvel Studios to put more respect on the Blade franchise. What do I mean by that? I want you to put the same energy that you are putting behind Fantastic Four. Because you know, they want that Fantastic Four to be great. I want you to put the same energy, if not more, into Blade than what you put into Spider-Man. All of them. You announced that two-time, I'm gonna put some respect. You announced that two-time Oscar award-winning Mahershala Ali was gonna be Blade 3 years ago. Remember that? That was pre-pandemic. Before the pandemic, you knew you had your lead actor and you knew you wanted to make this movie. You knew the history behind this movie. You knew that this movie is literally why you're here. You had 3 years. And now, by the way, let's also think about the fact that whenever you're making a movie, it's hard work. A movie can take anywhere from like 4, maybe to 6 months just to shoot, produce, wrap production, do all of that stuff. They got fine tuning, all of that. It might take up to 6 months. Sometimes it might take longer, especially if there are unexpected, unforeseen things that happen. Blade was supposed to start shooting next month in November, and it was supposed to come out next year, November 2023. So if it takes about 6 months, let's say 8, just to be on the safe side in case something happens, if it takes that long for a movie to go into production, for it to get done, to do whatever it needs to do, and then you actually have to promote it and all of that, and you lose the director 1 month before production starts, what are you doing? If it was me and you knew you had Mahershala Ali locked up that early, y'all should have started production at least a year ago. At least 1 year ago, y'all should have started production. Maybe he was busy. I don't know. Of course, other things can happen. All I'm saying is I needed more energy in Blade. The moment you announced that you had him signed, I needed to hear the next week, we got a writer, we got a director, we starting production. Okay, maybe there's a delay, maybe something happened. I get that. We on board. We almost 1 year to the date when y'all should start and you lose a director, and if this report is true, your script is huff. Your script is booty juice. Why is the script even? How are we 1 month before production starts and your script has 2 lackluster scenes for Blade? For Blade? Y'all would never let this slide if it was Deadpool. Never. If anybody ever said, hey, a Deadpool script had some lackluster action, Kevin Feige would come in there with a blowtorch and be like, woof, start over right now. What? I need y'all to put some respect on Blade. We already don't have enough black lead actors doing these movies. After T'Challa, Blade was next up for me. After T'Challa and Black Panther, I was like, let's go, Blade. I was geeked. This was fantastic because I love Mahershala Ali as an actor. My man is fantastic. I can understand why he is getting frustrated. What else did they say in this thing here? Oh, this got me so mad. I don't like this at all. Feige is said to be spread too thin. Make some time. Make some time. What you spending time on? She-Hulk? They don't need your help. It's already going downwards. What are you spending time on? Something like 5 to 10, 15 years from now? Put some time in for Blade. Please. You got all these other people that are doing all these other things. Put Blade on your radar the same way you would Fantastic Four and Spider-Man. Thank you for, Hugh Jackman. Thank you. But I'm going to need some of that energy back on Blade. So, no, I am not happy with this. I am not okay with this. This is, I mean, we just got Hawkeye. Why you give us Hawkeye? You could have canceled Hawkeye and said, we about to work on Blade. And I would have been like, okay. Okay. What you do? Taking meetings from Iron Fist? Is that what you doing? What are you doing that's making you so thin right now? Because we don't need him. Don't bring him back. Finn Jones can go. Y'all already know. Please recast Iron Fist. I don't like this. Don't like it at all. There was a second tweet by this person. Snyder also said that Bo DeMayo was coming on to work on the script. He is currently writing for X-Men 97 and has writing credits for Star Trek New Worlds. He did Moon Knight. He did The Witcher, among others. So that don't make me feel good either. Because remember what, Didier, to your point, remember what I was talking about with Michael Waldron? He came in on Doctor Strange 2 using a script that Scott Derrickson was going to use. Remember, Scott Derrickson was going to he did the first Doctor Strange movie, and he was going to do a second one, probably a little scarier. He probably was going to, they said Nightmare was going to be the actual villain. It was going to go in a whole different direction, right? But he left creative differences with Marvel. It happens. Okay, no big deal. He left, and Sam Raimi stepped in, and Michael Waldron came in. And Michael Waldron even mentioned how the whole Illuminati scene, that scene that a lot of people was like, why'd you waste our time with this? Yeah, all of that, they just threw that in there. Go watch the behind the scenes. He just said, I ain't mean nothing with it. I just threw that in there. I needed some filler. Just whatever. Yeah, the stuff that everybody was looking forward to, all the cameos, all that good stuff, filler. That's what happens when you're pressed for time and you have to just jump on to somebody else's stuff. Now, let me also backtrack with this. They said that they're bringing in this other person, Bo DeMayo. I told you production is about to start next month. Now, they probably are going to have to delay this. I hope they delay it because I'd much rather them take their time in developing Blade and give it the time and care and love that it deserves. But it was also reported that this guy, this DeMayo person, is going to start the script from scratch. Great. Get rid of that boo-boo script that was gone, but you're going to start this from scratch when y'all were supposed to start production next month? You know how long it takes to write a good script? You know how many times people have to get a script? Sometimes it be taking people almost a year to go, or if not longer, to make a script, go over it, change it, and let's not forget, you might have a script and then we don't even know who Blade's director is yet. We don't even know who the new director is. So you about to have this person come in, write up a new script, and with all of that, you about to sit here and get another director who might come in and be like, I don't like this. Let's change that. Let's do something different. What are y'all doing with Blade? What is happening here? All I ask, take whatever time you need to get it right. And I can understand Mahershala Ali's frustration because even he knows that he's stepping into huge shoes following the iconic, legendary Wesley Snipes. And you cannot come into Blade when there are people to this day that still want Wesley to just come in and just step right into the role again. You cannot just come in with some boo-boo script and some boo-boo movie with lackluster scenes. So I definitely understand. He understands what this property means. Mahershala. Ain't no way he's not going to be frustrated with this whole process. Because if everything that's being reported is the case, this is a mess. And it's unacceptable. And it's not cool. Get it together, Marvel. Get it together. So I am so not okay with this because I've been looking forward to Blade for a long time and I wanted this to be successful. I wanted this to be something to knock us out the park. Like, don't play with this. Just don't. Y'all let me know, how do you feel about Blade? And y'all don't want to make it rated R. How do y'all feel about the Blade news? And yeah, whatever. Just I'm over it. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. This was just a segment of one of my live chats, and if you're interested in joining in on the next one, be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications for more. I've got more videos and reviews to do for you all, and until next time, I'll see you all later.